One. So, like I mentioned, we'll just go ahead to pick from the topic we have on our list, which is absentee parents. So, I want us to talk about parenting as a whole and an absentee parent. Thank you so much, Shato. As an absentee parent, do you think it's easy to forgive them? Thank you, moderator. Sorry. Sorry I left you down there, Mr. Eric. Um, yeah. So, first off, I would like for us to like maybe share our thoughts on what we understand by an absentee parent. When we hear the word absentee parent, well, what comes to our mind? And then afterwards, we would like to discuss on absentee parents. Should they be forgiving when probably the child has come of age and has attained certain milestone and have a significant event in their life? Do you think it's thoughtful, or do you think it's good enough to have such parents present in your life? So let's discuss on that. God I beg say carry over. God I beg you're in the bus, right? So please, maybe you unmute your mic and go with us. I want to cite
Yeah,
a scenario. Okay, I want to cite a scenario that recently happened. Is a celebrating mother. She is a single mother, and according to the story, she single-handedly raised up her kids. She single-handedly raised up. I think there are two kids she got from the marriage, the previous marriage before it ended, and she's been fully involved in the life of the kids. Everyone had seen and known her as a single mom. So on the day of the daughter's wedding, the father was very much present. The father of the girl was very much present and active in the wedding, and the woman was all smiles, even though you can see the how will I put it, facial expression, like you could see that there was kind of social distancing between both parents, but she did not allow that to like affect the event of the day. So she was really very active and happy, and the father of the child was also very much active. So and so many people had lots of comments. They had a lot of things to say about that. They were like, or if they're the one as the daughter or as the child, they wouldn't have the father present there. So I want us to talk about these absentee parents. What do we think about that? God, I beg, please, you are muted before you can go on now. Sorry for interrupting you.
hello everyone.
Hello,
So
hello,
this topic is a very,
brother.
very interesting topic. Absentee parents. Yes, in as much as we can easily just say it this way, but 99.9% of the times they don't actually plan it to be this way. It's more of they just find themselves being absent from their responsibilities of taking care of their wards, children, and all the rest. So we can easily just say, let's forgive them because most of them may have reasons to why they do what they do. They have reasons to be absent. It's not as if they deliberately choose to do something else when they have all the time to be there with the children and all the rest. But there are those few occasions where the parents actually neglect their children, which now leads to them being absent. That one is totally and extremely wrong. But
Okay.
like I said, it's very, very few out of a million cases. So that's just all I want to say for now.
Okay. So you think that most of the absentee parents is not intentional. Most parents who are
Definitely.
absent in the life of their children is not intentional.
It's actually circumstance that brings to that. That's just my belief, actually.
Okay.
Circumstance that bring such scenario.
Okay. Does anyone have a um, different opinion as regards this? I'm so sorry. Does anyone have a different opinion as regards absentee? I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be in another meeting as well. But buzzing me with lots of calls now. Okay. Um. Okay. Angel says no. Okay. So since no one has different opinion as regards God's subject, we'll just go ahead. And I feel like sometimes most parents are intentionally absent from the lives, especially if they are not happy with the mother of the child. Like if they are not happy with the partner who has the child, or of which both of them are parents to the child. So I feel like they can intentionally want to be absent. I've seen a scenario where a lady and a guy they were dating, and the lady took in, and she went to the guy and was like, "I am pregnant," and the guy was like, "Okay," and this has happened at this. I'm not ready to father a child at this moment. So I'm not ready to father a child at this moment. Do you get? So it was like the lady should terminate the pregnancy, and the lady was like she can't terminate this pregnancy, she wants to keep it. So the guy gave her a strict warning stating that if you go ahead to keep this pregnancy, please do well to note that I will not be in the life of this child, I will never be involved in the life of this child, neither will I take responsibility for you or whatever may happen in the process of this pregnancy. Do you get? So, and the lady eventually went on to keep the pregnancy and gave birth. And after giving birth, the guy just ghosted, went missing in action from the lady's life. He doesn't want to have anything to do with her. The lady went on trying to see make the guy come to terms or see reasons why she did not want to terminate the pregnancy. But this guy was adamant and was like, from conception, he has told this lady he doesn't want the pregnancy. So in this scenario now, this guy is intentionally avoiding being involved, is intentionally wanting to be an absentee parent at this time. So that's why I said in this case I have a different thought. And then there are cases of probably ladies who are involved with married men. These men, they know they are married and they just want to have a fling outside the marriage. And in the course of this fling, one of maybe the persons falls pregnant, and they know that bringing another child into their home will cause, like, it will destroy the home because what they are doing has been in secret. So accepting this pregnancy means that the child is going to come and destroy the home. Hello, George. Favor, welcome in. If you see here, you can accept the invite. So, in this scenario, please, what do you say? Please, you can be muted while you are here for now. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do two things at the same time. I'm really, really sorry. So
So let
I'll
me
get
help you.
yes, I'll get God Abeg's opinion. I say so. All of you don't have a different opinion. I deserve the universe for speaking your mind.
So based on
Mm,
this scenario you just made us to picture,
okay.
yes, and I don't want us to start throwing blames at the lady or the guy. But if we should look at the scenario holistically, it's actually a circumstance that led to that. And just based on the information you have given us, we don't know the full details why the guy chose to be absent. But we just conclude he did it intentionally. But I want to believe he has justification. Because from the little I gather, he chose to be absent even before the baby was even born.
Yeah, because
So
he
you see,
mentioned
that's
to the lady already that if you decide to go ahead with this pregnancy, I will not be involved in the life of the child.
so that's my
Because
point. There should be a
yeah,
justification for that. Why would
he
you tell a
mentioned
lady
that
that you can
he said he wasn't
help with?
ready. He doesn't think he's financially
Okay,
capable of taking care of a child at the time. He
yes.
wasn't
And you
ready
see,
to
now you're
father a
talking.
child. Okay. In his words, he did not mention finance, but in his words, it was like he wasn't he wasn't ready to father a child at the time. Joseph.
You see, that is still the point. He was not, or let's not say he was not. He could not. Because when we
Okay.
say he was not, as if he can do it and he doesn't want to do it. So it's like he can't do it. He's making that point out that he can't do it.
But
So
this
maybe
person is working. He makes a good living for himself. Do you get? And he's not married, he's fully single. They were dating. Himself and this lady has been dating for like, they've been dating for over a year. Do you get? So she fell pregnant and she felt like, I'm not going to terminate this pregnancy. Who knows? Probably while in the course of the relationship, they've had maybe multiple pregnancy and they've been terminating. For she to be very adamant to say that this particular one, this specific pregnancy, I'm not terminating. And the guy went on to threaten or give his words that, okay, if you decide to keep this pregnancy, I'm not going to be involved in the child's life. I'm not going to be involved in anything pertaining bringing this child to life. Do you get? So, and this person is someone who works. He makes a living. According to the story, he's capable of taking care of himself. Before the pregnancy, the lady was cohabiting with him. Do you get? So, which means he's capable of taking care of a family of at least two. So, so that's why I
okay.
want to. So now, in this scenario,
Nice DP, Joseph.
sorry.
I said nice DP, Joseph. You can continue.
So now that brings me to the question that in this scenario, what do you think such a child when she grows up or when he grows up and finds out that the father has neglected him or her at the point of birth up till adulthood. And now he has reached a significant stage in his life. He has attained a milestone and he feels like, oh, I need to, I need my both parents to be involved in this particular success of mine. I need them to be involved in this celebration of mine. And it goes on to like maybe brings the absentee father or maybe the mother. Sometimes it can even be an absentee mother. Like we've heard stories of women giving birth and maybe the man they gave birth for at the time is experiencing some financial stress Or it could be even illness. The man could be sick and be suffering from one disease, and the lady might be like, oh, this suffering is too much. I can no longer bear it. I have to live for my own sanity. I need to go somewhere and start my life afresh. And you see them abandoning the children with the father, maybe going somewhere else, starting a new life, marry someone. Do you get? And when it's time for the child, maybe the child attains a significant milestone, and you see the mother coming back, pleading, saying, "Oh, please, forgive me and take me back, accept me as your mother. I actually gave birth to you." Like, what do you think? Do you think is really it will it be fair on the other parent if you're easily forgiving the other absentee parent and welcoming them back into your life just easily like that?
First of all, I would say life itself is not fair because what was done in the first place was not fair. Assuming we take this particular story of is the man that chose to be absent. It's
Okay.
not fair for the guy from the story if he could have accommodated the child based on the fact that he should be able to meet up with the responsibility and just intentionally decided not to be involved. That itself is not fair to the woman. And you see, there are certain things when you do to somebody, you cannot just undo them. Yes, we say we forgive, we say sorry, but you see, those things will still live on them. Even on her dying bed, I'm telling you, she will still find it very, very difficult to just forgive the man. So that's why, like I said, life is not fair on its own. So, but in as much as yes, as life goes on, there may be circumstance that will need the child now to want to come around both of them or get them settled. It's possible. It's not as if the child wants them to be united, but the child may just want to be in, let's say, talking stage with both
Both parents.
parents, and getting involved with them separately, not like bringing them together. And there's no way that will be convenient for the one who actually raised the person. At least I'm sure most of the time it will not be convenient, but if it was that particular mother that actually wanted the guy just to see me, the father, yes, everything is going on smoothly. But most time it's the child that may wants to reach out. So, and the other one will feel you left me when I needed you most. So you are not expected to be around now. So most time is circumstance that leads to that, which is not good. And like I said, you cannot undo what have been done. And in as much as we try to forgive as well,
Yeah.
and you can easily forgive, but you see, when you say you forgive and forget, it's difficult, especially when you're seeing the person. Because in fact, even thinking about the person, you don't need to see the person. Thinking about the person bring back all the bad memories and maybe the treatment, assuming there was any harsh treatment meted
Yeah.
on her. So it's a very, very, should I call it, a sober situation if such thing should happen. Because it's not easy. It's just like reconciling Satan and God. Let's settle. It's difficult. You belong to hell, so you must go there. So that's how I just see it. In as much as it can actually happen, there are certain years. People are different now. Some people may overlook things or have a very, very soft spot that they can easily forgive. But
Hmm.
most of the time, it doesn't really go well. In fact, most of them don't even want to see each other at all. I'm sure. But like I said, the child may want to be involved. Maybe the child needs them for something actually. Maybe he's not as if he actually like, but For example, if it was a lady that is a child and needs to get married, then you now have to be like, we need to know where your dad is from,
Finally.
and all those kind of things. You see, she's now being forced to reconciling with the father. So it happens, but it don't normally end well, even though it can sometime actually, but I just feel it's something people need to live with if you find yourself in that situation, because you cannot afford to. You must do one of the things. Try and live with that knowledge.
Mm. Okay. Thank
But I
you so
always
much, God.
prefer, yes,
Yeah.
I'll
You said what?
prefer this scenario. I said I'll actually prefer this scenario to be avoided, because you see, sometimes we actually create problem ourselves. Those situations can easily be avoided if two
I
people
was
don't
saying that
just.
I wanted to ask, how can you
Mhm.
avoid this?
No, like the two now, the parents, like, let me
Yeah.
just say the parents, the man and the lady who were living together. I don't know what about their plans were. Were they
Mm-hmm.
planning to together forever without having children? I don't know whatever their intentions are, but such things, that's where the problem starts from. When you know you are not, because this scenario is actually nice because you said he is capable. But I know
He's
most
working. He has a
scenarios is
good
actually.
paying job.
Mhm.
And he's been
Most
cohabiting
scenarios
with the
where
third
such,
baby. Okay, please go on.
you
Sorry.
see. So to me, that guy need to be flogged very well, and the lady as well, because they created the problem. In as much as we want forgiveness now, but they created a problem that was not supposed to have existed. Because I don't know why you choose to live with somebody and you don't know the person so much of what the person wants. Because if, like what you said,
Mm-hmm.
maybe she have for any reason aborted other ones and this one she choose not to. If for any reason you abort one, is a signal you should leave, because the person doesn't want you or doesn't want a child from you. That's why I said there must be a reason. The guy may have a justifiable reason, even though he may not just spell it out, because it's just unwise. Yeah, I know not everybody are wise, but it's unwise to think that somebody can comfortably take care of his child or a child and just choose not to. It doesn't really make sense to me on why somebody should do that. As I said, they may have their own reasons, but no matter the reasons they may have, is not reasonable, because you are not supposed to
Yeah.
live with somebody you know you don't want to have children with. You do things that you know will lead to getting children. When you see them, you say you don't want. So that's where the problem starts. If we can avoid that, it will be easier dealing with the future, not creating a problem that we now find ourselves and we can't actually solve. So that's just on a conclusion, actually.
Okay.
So any other
Thank
person
you
can
so much.
continue.
Thank you so much, God, I beg for your contribution. I don't know if it will be um but I say reasonable or safe enough to ask if anyone has ever been in such scenario whereby you have one of your parents being absent in your life, like not playing significant roles as much as you would expect both parents to do. So I don't know if any of us have ever experienced such and would like to share what the experience or what the feeling is like, because sometimes I wonder when I see some persons and they'll be like, I'm not in a talking time with my father or my mother. I can never forgive my mother because my mother left us for our dad and went to another man, and since she has never been in our life, she doesn't even know how we are being taken care of or how I grew up to this stage. Do you get? And you see them expressing that pain, you see them expressing that bitterness when it comes to you talking about their parenting styles or talking about one of their parents. Like when they hear others talking about their mothers and be like, oh, my mom this, they're like, I don't want to hear about anything that has to do with mothers or anything because I hold this sentiment or grudge against my mother because I felt abandoned by her at the time where I felt I needed her the most. Do you get? Or when it comes to father, and you hear them saying, "I don't want to hear the word. I don't want to hear his name mentioned because he wasn't responsible enough for me when I needed him the most. Now he's coming back. I don't want to have anything to do with." So I feel like there was a time I was talking to a friend who is not very much in talking terms with the father because it feels like the father only reaches out when it's convenient for him or when he needs assistance and all. And he didn't find that good. He didn't find that as something it should associate with you. And in my own opinion, I was like, life for me, as long as it's something you can afford, if you can afford taking care of them, do it. You're not doing it for the sake of you're doing it to please them or anything, but you're doing it just because you have to. You have that obligation of probably taking care of them. And it went wild with the word when I mentioned obligation. It was like we are not obligated to take care of our parents regardless of how much they've been involved in our lives and all. So it was of the opinion that if a parent cannot provide for himself until retirement age, if he cannot take care of or provide something that can keep him going even when he's aged, then it's on him. And at the time, I felt like probably it's because of the sentiment he's holding against the father. That is why he's of this opinion. So now I want to know, could it be because of the sentiment or truly we really do not hold our aged parents any obligations of taking care of them and anything? I like for everyone to like share their thoughts on this, please. Precious Soul, you're welcome and good evening to you as well. So if you have something to say, you have any opinion you want to give, you can actually send a request.
The question.
Yes. Alex, yes, you're saying something.
Question.
Okay. Okay, please, you can go on with your questions.
I was saying, I need.
Sorry? I can barely hear you. Can we hear him or it's just my network?
This is his network.
I was asking you to repeat.
I should repeat the question. Okay. I said, as regards our aged parents,
Yes.
do we truly owe them? Do we truly? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I'm repeating the question. Can you hear me? I guess it's Alex network.
Yeah.
But I want to be sure you can hear me so I don't end up repeating myself again and again. Alex, can you hear me now? If you cannot, we'll just move past to Beke zone and then we'll come back to you when your network is stable. Okay, okay. So the question I said, as regards absentee parents, I know of someone who holds a grudge or a sentiment against one of the parents and is not in talking terms with the parent because it feels like he is not fully involved in his life and only comes around when it is convenient for him or when he has a request to make. Do you get? And he is saying that he's not obligated to do that. Practically, you all know one any obligation, but we have been taught no, we owe our parents through guidance. Okay, that's from God Abeg. So I was of the opinion that regardless, as long as they are our parents, you can do pass some certain sentiments. Like when you've gotten to a certain stage in life where you know that your life no longer depends on them or the decisions they make. Though the decisions they made might have affected us to a certain level, but if you are able to skate through and life is being fair on you now, like maybe you're doing well for yourself, you skate through, you're no longer binded by that experience you had or treatment meted on you from them. You're living while you're mentally okay, you're fine. I feel like, from my opinion, I was saying that I feel like it's something you could just disregard, overlook, and maybe have a new life, start afresh, forgive, and build a close relationship with them. And I feel like with that, you can be able to express yourself and let them know where they are faulted, and try
Yeah.
to not be like, I'm looking for the right word, like not falling in the same ditch that they had fallen in, like not ending up being like them. Because I feel like most people who are still carrying the odds of broken marriage or absentee parents, they end up melting such feelings or attitudes to their own children or their wives, like in their family generally. Do you get? So I was trying to make him understand this, that you can't keep on holding grudge, especially when you've gone past that and you're doing so well for yourself. So if it's something you can afford to do, if you can take care of them, do it. Except you cannot afford to take care of them, then it's understandable. But when you can, you should try to. But it felt like I using that word that you should is wrong. Is not obligated, just as God has abeg has stated it, that is not obligated to take care of anyone. So if the parent cannot work for themselves or have something stored
Yeah,
up
that's
for
the truth.
themselves up to retirement, then it's
That
on
the
them.
thing is,
Yes, I can hear you.
yeah, that's the truth. That's the thing. So the thing about when you are up as a child, you are an adult. Nobody is
Alex, your
obligated
network is
to
very bad.
anybody, especially when they didn't contribute. Right?
I can barely hear you. So maybe you should move to a better network area where you have good reception. So I can just take the case question for now. So we don't end up ending the live without getting a question answered or even listening to the question at first. So Becky, just tell us, what was your question? What do you want to ask?
So I wanted to ask, in a situation whereby the the lady, like the mother of the child, was asked to
Mm-hmm.
give the child to the father, you understand, and maybe the guy didn't know about it or the lady didn't know about it, and if the mother tries to visit, the father won't allow. So that would also cause the child hating the mother for no reason. Like, even whenever she wants to talk to the children or visit them, the father wouldn't allow, and he'll keep saying bad things about the mother. Like, there's a movie I was watching yesterday. This is exactly what happened. She always comes to visit him, to always check on him, but the husband doesn't allow, and he had so much hatred over his mother. So I
Because
but
of
the letter
probably
is,
what the father has fed the child with.
yes, because of, yes, but he later forgives the mother after she explained everything to him, because he was like, I needed you, but I didn't see you. But she was like, I came, but your father couldn't let me.
And that's because she was given the opportunity to even see the child and explain herself to the child. Do you get? Because this your question has led me to someone's reality. This is actually someone's reality of a separated parents. You get? And she has like
In
one of
this
the kids.
scenario, right? Sorry to cut you short.
Mhm.
The
No
the
problem.
the 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 father was no longer there. Now he's now on his own. He's now a man on his own. Like, so the mother keeps coming to him, but he just hates her for not just cause. But later, he just decided to listen to her and listen to everything she had to say. And after everything, he forgives. So actually, yes, you can forgive, depending on the aspect of the whole thing.
Okay, that's thoughtful. In a scenario where you find out that actually the mother actually did wrong, because in this scenario now, Beke, the son has come to realize that the mother was not intentionally absent from him. She did not intentionally want to be absent from the child, do you get? But one of the parents, which is the father, blocks means of access to the child, do you get? And this tends to happen mostly with divorcees or separated parents, whereby they have to like start struggling with child custody and all. And when one ends up winning custody of that child, you see, like sometimes, I don't want to say most times, sometimes they tend feeding the child with wrong narrative of the other parents. Like they feed the child with like, oh, the father was actually bad, or the mother is a very bad and a useless person in the child's life. And this child grows up with that thoughts. So if they are not opportune to have a one-on-one conversation with the parents, with the parent who's been absent, or if they've not come to realize the truth, they might end up hating that parent for the rest of their life because they don't know the actual truth. Do you get? And they might just be thinking that, oh, this particular person has abandoned me or has left me unattended intentionally. So, but in a scenario where the children are still kids, like where you still have toddlers, and both parents separate, and one of the parents is with the child and is fighting by all means possible not to get the mother or the father involved in the life of the child. And you see, even when because I've seen a scenario where this woman, she, because the man feels she's not financially capable of fighting him through in court, it kept frustrating means and all efforts of her trying to have custody to the child or being involved in the child's life. And this very person is married to another woman, and this woman is not, from the story she gave, when she goes to see the child in school, which the school no longer grants her access to because the father had put a distraining order, what did they call it, that she shouldn't come close to the child, or the school shouldn't allow her see the child when she comes. So you get to the extent that when she stands at the gate calling the child sees her and start running off. And that's because the father must have put one or two caution, like maybe 12, because according to her, the very first time she was able to have access to the children for like a day, when she went through their body, she could tell that they were being physically abused. And at this time, she doesn't even know if the physical abuse is from the father or the other wife. Do you get? And when she was even having a conversation, it seemed as though the other wife was using one child against the other, like comparing, making them feel like one is better than the other. Do you get? So, in this scenario now, she was stuck at the time because these kids are still young. So she was asking what could she do, and then I was like, you still have to continue to try. You still have to continue to try. Go to the school as long as you know the school where they are still schooling at. Continue to go try see them. One day, instead of them running away from you, they might give you a listening ear, come closer. And if there's any way you can help, if you have like a means of communicating with them, if you still calling, you can ask if their school fees is about, let's say, 100,000, and you know you can afford it. The father is already paying Let them know if they need textbooks. If it's one out of the textbooks you can afford, even if it's a Bible, just let them know that you are trying every means possible to be involved. Even if you cannot be 100% involved, or if you cannot 100%, um, if you cannot 100% solve their financial needs or whatever needs they will need that involves finance. Do you get? So that was just my mini advice to her. But sometimes I think in reality, these things are really very difficult to manage. It's easier said than being experienced, honestly. So, Alex, welcome back. I don't know if you're in a good environment.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can
hear
you
you
hear me?
fine. I
Oh,
can hear you.
pra- praise the Christian Jesus. Okay, so basically, basically, I feel as if why not? If anybody can, if you can help, if you're in a position to help a human being, because the truth is, the truth of the matter is, when you are grown up and you're about to do, both of you are adults, you are not obligated to help any other adults because everybody can fend for themselves, right? But I feel as if for the benefit of the kid, for the benefit of the child, right? When you have when you feel really hurt, when you feel really hurt, and there's a lot of you feel a lot of animosity towards your parents. You know, I feel it's important for the child to find a means to let it go or release it from their heart because it becomes more of a burden on the child than any other thing. You know,
The
so
child.
showing an act of charity towards that parent who you feel may have wronged you as a way of releasing or making that child feel better about releasing that pent up animosity or that hate, for example. You know, so
Yeah.
basically, I feel as if they are under no obligation. First of almost, they are under no obligation to help, right? And if and it helps the child more from the place of mental clarity and peace of mind to give some assistance. It's not as if you have to become the parent
To be involved.
to that parent in that sense. But yeah,
What
can
if
you
the
hear me?
parents are in a situation? Yes, I can hear you clearly, Alex.
Are
Thank
you
you.
there?
What if the parents are in this situation? They are now in a position whereby they can no longer provide for themselves and they need that assistance. Because now you just mentioned that they are under no obligation from the parents to the parents, which I understand. Like you are now fully
Hello,
responsible
am I
for
still live?
their care and needs. Do you get? So I'm asking in a situation
Testicles one
whereby
two.
the
Testicles one two. Am I still
oh
live?
my, Alex, you're here and I can hear you. The testicles. If they cannot provide for themselves, then it's wise to support as much as you can. Okay, thank you, God, I beg. Alex, can you hear us? I guess it's still working on that. Okay,
Can you hear me?
I will be asking all of us
Can you guys hear me?
randomly. I can't even mute you. Alex, we can hear you, yes. I try meeting you, I can't even mute you. Yes, we can hear you. Your background is a bit noisy. Thank you, God, I beg. Okay, I wanted to ask everyone in the box because I want to hear our opinion. Um, what we feel about absentee parents, forgiving an absentee parent, maybe if need be, taking care of the absentee parents. Like, is it for our own benefit? Is it for our own good? Or you don't think like you necessarily need to do that for you to feel better? Miss Breva, please, I'd like to hear from you. Do you have anything to say as regards what I just mentioned.
I'm still driving.
Okay. Angel, do you have anything to say? Okay.
Let me comment a little bit because on my own experience, my father was an absentee, and I can kind of I would say that I will forgive him to a certain extent because I know that I would want to be given from some of my shortcomings if it came down to something like that. But I don't feel as though that I would be obligated to take care of him in his older age. But with the way that my personality is, I probably would end up doing it. Not really out of obligation, but it would be the right thing to do.
Okay.
If I was able to to provide the things that he needed to be able to take care of him, then yes, I think that I would.
Okay. Thank you so much. Angel, please can we hear from you? Angel, are you still here with us? Or you're sleeping from last night party? I don't think Angel is right here with us, so we can move to Beke for now. Beke, are you here with us as well?
How did you even ask?
Okay. I was asking if you have an absentee mother or father in your life and he's not at the age of he needs help. He can no longer provide for himself. Um, what would you do? Would you
Well,
find yourself
actually,
would you
I
find
don't
yourself
have.
forgiving?
Would I find my
Okay.
what? Sorry, say would I find a what?
Would you find yourself forgiving him easily and wanting to take up his responsibility, like providing for him as much as you can, if you can?
Actually, I don't have one. But if I don't have one, actually, but that doesn't mean if I see someone who needs an help of that, if I have, I can give out. That's what I can say.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, I hope your phone did not drop, okay?
Well, I'm actually far from my phone. That is why, because I'm a little bit busy here.
Okay.
I said I don't really have one.
Mhm.
Yeah, but if I know someone who has one, I would say you should help.
Okay, like they should forgive and go ahead to like assist in whatever way they can, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Shouto, are you driving as well? If you're not, if you're available, can you chip in one or two in case?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not driving. I'm just in the office working as I'm listening to you. But what I can say about that is, based on the circumstances that led to, that parent being, I guess, not a part of that, you know, not a part of the life and so forth, or my life and so forth. I would forgive him, because you would act. I would want to ask the questions, see what happened, find out what caused that, what led to it, what led you to be such a derelict, to your, to me, your child, and based on what the answer is and how much of a forgiving heart I have, I'll forgive. That's me.
Okay. All right. We move on to Joseph. Joseph, are you still here with us? I guess Joseph is also away from his phone. Mr. Henry, are you close to your phone or are you driving as well?
Yeah, what I find out, see, in my own situation, when my mother and my father they have their own issue, I felt like sometimes disagreement and sometimes um, misunderstanding. Like if small issue you see, this one is looking for fault and the rest. Before you know it, it will escalate to like separation. So they got separated, and it happens like I'm the first son of my mother. So there's no way I could leave my mother and go to my father. I have to choose my mother ahead of my father. So I'm taking good care of both of them, but I just choose to live with my mother. So it happens that my mother just have to say, you know what, I don't want you to do anything with your father at this moment because whatever thing he has to do, I'm the one doing it. So I don't want you to do anything for him. But I'm seeing that my father is suffering. You understand? He got to that age, he lost his job. You understand? And we are many. So he cannot take good care of the rest of the siblings, which he himself. So just imagine like I'm going to work and I see my father on the road. You know that kind of Nigeria style, reading newspaper in the bus stop, and I'll pass my father. So I'm feeling sad. I one day I went to tell my mother, but I actually up till now I didn't really know what transferred into their separation because I tried to find out. God damn it! I tried to find out and everything. No reply. But when my mother was still alive, I just asked her. I said, what happened if this man is dying and I have the money to take good care of this man?" They said, "Don't give your father money." One day I heard my father is sick. I called him before he passed. I said, "This man is sick. But it's my father. I know he wronged you. And you know I love you too. And I love him because he's my father. He too, he was there for us. Because my father is a very good man. I can talk about that. But it happened that their love fell out. I just have to plead with my mother before I could help my father. To the extent my mother said, "No, this thing you are doing," you know how women, mothers, because of how they feel pain, sometimes they can let you know that I don't want to have anything to do with this man. Anything you are doing it has your own risk. You understand? I know she wasn't happy with all those things I'm doing, but I cannot deny my father upon me. Do you get? So in that scenario, I felt like forgiveness has to take place no matter how things went through because of the kids. Because if you don't do, the kids, they will end up hitting their father, they will end up hitting their mother, which is very bad. You see, even my father knew that what he did was bad. Even when my mother lost my mother, he didn't show up. Do you get? But I know that he felt guilty. Like after this woman has passed away, am I going to show up there? Because it took him like years. They didn't meet themselves. Do you understand? But I stood for him for the things he has to do. So in life, forgiveness has to take place no matter what. It's difficult though, but you just have to try possible to forgive. Just like what God Abeg said, forgive and let go. Just that it's difficult to let go because anytime you remember that thing, it's a trauma in your head. When you remember that something like this happened, you wouldn't want to hear that thing. When you hear from somebody, you think about that, hey, this didn't happen to me. So it's like that. But I feel like just forgive and let go. And what you talk about, the other story, I think is one of our actresses that it happened to. The man that the daughter, I think was JP. You understand? The woman has already moved on. Do you understand? If you look at it, the man is in the life of the children. He didn't, no matter how they didn't leave the children, he was still in life of those children. He bring them to their place. They go on vacation. They go on things. You understand? So I felt like that co-parenting has to be there. No matter how you and this woman you are not together, you just make sure like you are yes, be part of the co-parent so that in tomorrow cases it will not look like you have not done anything for me, you have not, but you want to enjoy it. So that is my own submission. All right, thank you so much. Actually, I'm busy. So.
Yeah, yes, I will can hear the background as well with the kids. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Thank you so
I,
much because this is you giving your own experience. So, like you're talking from experience and how you manage that experience. So, I really appreciate that.
I just want to
And
play into that dynamic.
yes, yes.
So
Okay.
so there's this just to glean in from what Mr. Henry said, right? This may not have been his particular scenario, but somebody once made a statement, and I had to really think about it. Can you hear me? So
Yes, I
so
can
and I
hear
had
you.
to, okay. And I had to really think about it. He said that sometimes, most of the time, the children are usually with the mother, right? So somebody said, he made this statement. He said, she may have been a good mother, but not necessarily a good wife, right?
Yes.
Right.
I will change the device next time. Sorry. Please go on, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah. So the person said that the person that you call mother may have been a good mother to you, but perhaps she may not have been a good wife, right? That the things that transpired, right, with regard to she and your father, right, may have you may not, yeah, you might not have all the information, right? You may not have all the information. You might not know what transpired or the things that went on, right? But you grow up assuming that your mom was on the right side, you know, and you don't really get the whole picture, you know. So yeah, so it's worthy of considering. There's a lot of dynamic to what causes absenteeism, especially when it comes to the father being away. You know, so yeah, so it's just one part of the dynamic. So I just wanted to put that in the forefront.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Alex, you know something, yeah? Sorry, let me just tip in
Now I'm not saying
this
that's
way.
your case, so
No, no, I know it's not my case, but I'm just trying to tip in something. You see, if your mother with your father, if your mother is a good wife, you will definitely know as a son. Sure, you will know. For the years that you've lived with them, you will definitely know that your mother is a good wife. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You will know. If she's a bad wife, you as a son in the house for more than 20 years, you will know that yeah, this woman, she's a good mother, but she's not a good wife. You can testify. Do you get?
let me give this scenario right. Or maybe I should give my own unique case. Or maybe I should give my own perspective, my own from my own experience.
If you're free with that, if you're good with that, you can go
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so me and my brother, we mostly grew up with our mom, right? We were raised by our mom for from childhood, right? And she didn't particularly present him in a bad light at all. You know, we grew up. There was this expectation that he's going to come back at one point. You know, she didn't paint him in a bad light at all. She always said he traveled, this and that, this and that, this and that. But when we started getting to adulthood, we realized that this man may not have been the hero we thought he was. You know, he was mostly absentee. He was around sometimes. You know, sometimes where it was necessary, he just wasn't around. You know, that sort of thing. Then more into my adulthood, I got to realize that when they were actually living together, I pieced this up myself. Nobody really gave me this information. I pieced it up myself. So I got to realize that the scenario that played out when they were together, right? They both of them may have actually been at fault. The fault may have actually been on both sides, you know. And it was not really the easiest thing for me to. No, I'm not. She's like the perfect most. If there was anything like perfect for to describe a human being, right? Should be classified as that. But people make mistakes. You know, so I piecing the facts together, I realized that perhaps at that situation, maybe both of them were at fault. You know, maybe something happened, they both made mistakes. You know, then it morphed into or spiraled into something else. It became something else. You know, then something happened, then they had to separate. You know, maybe for perhaps at some point she didn't. You know, she wasn't like the best example of at that situation, you know, and it caused some other things to happen, you know. So like that may which kind of noise is this? So that may have been one of the factors, right? Oh good.
Sorry about that. We can just mute for now. Like you said enough. We don't even need to say further more. So we can mute for the meantime. Thank you. Yes, you've said enough, Mr. Henry and Mr. Alex. Thank you so much. I like the fact that you guys were open and very free enough to like share your own personal experiences. Like this go to tell that this happens in real life and not just what we see from the movies or what we see from celebrities. This happened to us personally. So in order for us not to keep on going back and forth or by emphasizing on this, as individuals, as aspiring parents, and as parents, young parents, for some of us now, I feel like it's best we learn from our family background. We learn, we see things, we see what has transpired while we're growing up and what our childhood life looks like, and try to not find ourselves in such positions that were the positions that we felt like we ate so much. Do you get? Because I kept telling a friend that if you're saying that, oh, you ate one of your parents because of this, and because of that, you don't want to ever have anything to do with them, you have this so much resentment, this so much hate towards them, you might end up being like them. You might end up doing the same thing, falling into the same trap, having the same mistakes that they've done that makes you feel like they are the worst of humans on earth or the worst of parents. So I just like Miss Braveheart I just said, I feel like I'm at the stage in my life that whatever happens to me now is due to my own choices. It's due to my own decisions. I don't feel like I don't hold myself back to, oh, all of this happening to me now is as a result of my background and all. Yet though background might have limited us some in some ways, or background might have even pushed us to become more of ourselves in some ways. Do you get? But still, I don't want to limit myself to my upbringing or how life treated me from my background. Do you get? Now I feel like I'm of the age where I can take decisions, I can make the right choices for my own self. This is me speaking for myself. I feel like if I was in such position, I have a parent who is been an absentee or have been so irresponsible when it comes to the aspect of my life or the family. And I have come of age now and I see them that they need assistance. I will willingly want to help. Not because I'm doing that to make them feel happy or, excuse me, because they are deserving of it, excuse me, but because I am just trying to make myself a better person as well. I feel like doing that will make me even feel more happy. Doing that will make me be happy. That's me trying to take out the AIDS, living my life forward, making me feel like, oh yes, I'm happy that I've become someone who is responsible enough to be able to take care of another person's responsibility or be able to cater for another person. Do you get? And I'm doing this not because, yes, I'm obligated to do so, but because I feel like it's the right thing to do. This is what I can do for anyone else. I can take care of a random person. How much more people that brought me to earth? Do you get? And in one way or the other has made me to become whoever I have become and I'm still going to become. I'm still becoming, if there's such words as that. So that's from my own point of view. And then in situations whereby the parents, one of them is trying to restrain the children from getting access to the parent or restrain the mother from getting access or the father from getting access to the children, I would just ask that they continue to be persistent. Continue. One day you might find that bridge and cross over and be able to have a communication with them and let them know. Like what Mr. Henry said, trying to find out. I'm surprised he wasn't able to find out from both parties what could have went wrong. Probably as a decision of the parents, they decide to let things be the way they want it to be by not involving the kids or letting them know exactly what had transpired. But sometimes it's best to know what happened so that you can be able to know how to address the situation on ground and know how to not fall victim of such situations again. So I'm so happy you guys have been with me up to this very moment. I'm super grateful. With this, I have nothing much to say except any one of us have more contributions or suggestions to make towards this. If not, I would like for us to call it a day today. We've really, really, really done well. I appreciate you. And from the whole celebration of yesterday, congratulations once again, Angel, and happy birthday. I wish you the very best. So next week, yes, next week we'll be talking about a very interesting discussion. A friend had this come up, and when I saw it, it struck my mind. I'm like, this is a good topic for conversation. I would like to know because I really want to understand this also. In the friend's post, it was like marriage is the smallest handcuff in the world. I said marriage is the smallest handcuff in the world. And when I saw that post, I was like, really? Because from what I understand handcuff to be, handcuff or an offender from running away. Shato says he remembers that one. So that's what you use to bind a criminal or an offender from running away until maybe they are handed over to the appropriate authorities and justice is served if they are found guilty or if they are found charged and acquitted or what. To know, I would like for us to come here next week and culpable if they're found culpable, right? Yeah. So let's break it down. Let's have a discussion on this, and because I want to know a little towards it. Everyone looks towards marriage. Okay, let me not say everyone, because not everyone wants to really get married, so they say, right? So some persons look towards getting married, and when they see this kind of post, it will struck in the air like, truly, is marriage really the most little handcuff in the world, and why? If it is, then why? So please keep it there with me next week. Let's come have this discussion. Maybe have a broader perspective about this topic. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate. I love you. This big, 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 and I can't wait to host you on next week. Until next week. Say next week.
Bye.
So please,
Bye.
Very
everyone,
nice,
come
Gen
with your
X.
fire. All right, thank you, Shato. Thank
Don't
you,
you
Alex.
worry. Don't you
Okay.
worry. I
I
am going
won't
to do my
worry.
research. Who do the research? Who come with research, backing, and science?
Okay. Yeah. Please, I would like for us to engage all of us. I want to really know. Is we really the smallest example? And if it is, why? Why? And if it's not, why do some people think it is? Why do they have that feeling?
There'll be many opinions
So
on
thank
that
you
one.
so much. Thank you. There'll be many opinions, right? I'm waiting. I can't wait for next week. Until then, please, everyone, unmute your mic and tell me bye bye.
Bye
No,
Bye,
bye.
guys.
no.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Angel is still far away. Mr. Henry and Joseph. I hope Joseph is not sleeping. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye, next.
Bye.